We all love big, huge trucks, don't we? And this video is all about the medium duty trucks. And I'm talking about Class 4, Class 5, and Class 6. Although most of us may not need or actually buy a truck like this, all of us actually want to see one and we want to configure it and play with it. It's like a Tonka toy. So what I have here is the International Cv Configurator that's online right now, and it shows you what's possible and what's available for the next generation of the medium duty trucks. And another reason why this is important is because this International Cv truck is also basically what the 2019 Chevy Silverado 4500, 5500, and 6500 trucks are. They're basically the same vehicle, but they look a little bit different because of their grills. Why do manufacturers do this? Why do they have basically the same truck sold as different brands? It's basically to get the bigger reach, because International has their own dealerships and service centers, and so does Chevrolet commercial vehicles. And the more dealerships you have, the wider you can actually sell the trucks and actually service them in the field. So let's get going with the configuration of this International truck. By the way, the 2019 Silverado chassis cabs for medium duty are not quite on sale yet, and they don't have a configurator on their site right now. But the starting price for a Chevrolet two-door cab, two-wheel drive, will be $46,970 before destination charges. But I'm not going to be focused on the price because price varies so greatly. Because you have, well, I'll tell you about this. You have like 7 different length configurations. You have 3 wheelbases. You have 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive. You have all the upfit configurations. So let's just start with a simple one. And the simplest one is actually what International calls the day cab, which is a 2-door cab. And actually, interestingly enough, this cab is basically shared with the current generation 1-ton trucks, 3/4-ton trucks from Chevrolet. If you look on the inside, it's basically the same interior, same seating position, same steering wheel as the current 1-ton trucks. The hood and the front clip is definitely different, and it's a front pivoting hood to get access to the engine. So let's quickly take a look at the day cab. You can have all these different color configurations. I'm going to choose yellow because yellow is fun. And here you have different axle and then upfit configurations, and there's a lot of this stuff. So what I want to do here is show you kind of the simple truck, and then also configure like a 4-wheel drive truck with probably the heaviest and the most expensive configuration you can possibly get. So this is just a 2-wheel drive truck right here. And let's quickly talk about what's under the hood. It's a 6.6 liter turbo diesel V8 engine. And the rating on this engine is this: 350 horsepower and 700 pound-feet of torque. And you would say, wait a minute, that's a lot less than in the GM 1-ton trucks. And that's correct, because the GM 1-ton trucks are actually rated on a chassis dyno. The medium duty trucks like this International Cv, the engine is rated on an engine dyno, and it has different emission standards. So for that reason, GM and International are using a smaller turbo, different injectors. The power ratings come down, but what you get in return is a much quicker spool time on the turbo, so a lot of low-end torque. So you can get the load moving. You're just not going to have a racing truck at the higher speeds. Here you can do different mirror options as well. You can black them out. I always like to kind of have a dark look. I don't like so much chrome. I like having painted rims, maybe black or actually white. White painted rims look kind of fun. Bumper styles, you can actually remove your bumpers and have a truck with no bumper. Check it out. So if you have another like an off-road bumper that you want to put on your truck, or your commercial fleet has a unique configuration, you can do that as well. I'm gonna do an extended frame with a black painted bumper. Oh yeah. You can also choose to omit fog lamps or actually add them. Fuel tank options, you can get either a 25 gallon tank, which is on the side, or a combination of two tanks. So total volume of fuel, in this case for international, could be 70 gallons of diesel, if you so choose, which increases your range. Interestingly enough, the DEF tank here on the Chevrolet and also international trucks is on the passenger side. You can fill it here from the passenger filler right here, right by the front wheel. And the fuel tank is also on the driver's side and also between the frame rails in the back, right here. So there's different options for that. Different lengths. Chevrolet and International will offer 3 different frame lengths. Then also 7 different cab to rear axle lengths. And let me just show that right now. So let's do a 4-wheel drive truck. Let's go the most expensive. 4-wheel drive is going to sit about 3 inches higher. You still have an assist step to get in, but it's because of this really heavy-duty transfer case with 4Low. And actually it hangs down quite low and it has its own skid plate. So GM and International are trying to protect that, and the truck sits higher for that reason. So let's select a different cab. This is a service, utility. I really like the bucket truck look. Let me see if I can choose the cab as the crew cab. Booyah! Look at how big this truck is. That's pretty ridiculous. I really love the way this looks. And the gross vehicle weight ratings for the International CV and the Silverado medium duties start around 15,000 pounds for gross vehicle weight and goes up to about 22,900 pounds. And then the total gross combined weight rating goes up to about 30,000 pounds. So these trucks actually won't tow like 30,000 pound trailers. They'll tow somewhere in the 20,000 pound range, but they can carry a lot of payload. These trucks, the medium duty trucks in this case, for this range, are about carrying heavy loads, not towing necessarily heavy loads, although of course they can tow. So let's go back to the exterior and look at a couple of more options. You can have a stake bed, flatbed, landscape dump. And the thing about the new trucks is GM is also designed, and they work together with International on this, an engine-driven air pump. So if you choose rear air suspension, for example, the air is provided using an engine-driven pump, which, according to GM, actually acts quicker and it's more reliable. And it can also be tied into, for example, the transmission with a power takeoff unit. Can run hydraulics. So if you need a dump bed and you need to actuate it and actually move it up and down, you can have that. You can also have a front plow. So obviously a snow plow is a cool truck. So here's another option for this. So you can have it configured this way. They're showing a gigantic plow on the screen. That's a lot of fun. Also a wrecker truck. This configurator is actually a lot of fun. Am I the only one who's enjoying this? Dry van. It's basically a box truck with a longer frame option. A lot of different options here. And this is kind of why the pricing varies so greatly. It starts with like I said, about $47,000. And then you obviously couldn't go up to probably into 6-figure range. Especially if you get something like the ambulance configuration. I mean, that's a very expensive upfit with a full ambulance body on this particular truck. And let me look at the front again, because I kind of want to black out the grille. Let's see, fog lamps, fuel step side. No, grill finish. Boom, dark grill. Yeah. So these trucks, the international trucks, are just now arriving at dealerships. The Chevrolet trucks are not quite there yet. They will be by the end of the year, 2018, which is basically now. So they should start arriving very shortly. And obviously the Chevy trucks will have a different grille with a Chevrolet bow tie in the front. And they'll have similar lengths and all the features will be very, very similar. So what is the most expensive version? Well, it's this one. I don't have the exact price, but the ambulance with, let me show that again, with the crew cab, 4-wheel drive, and the longest configuration, and including all of the accessories as well. This is probably going to be your most expensive option. I'm actually going to choose the service body with a bucket. No, where's the bucket? Utility. There it is. This is my favorite one. Let me know in the comments below what configuration is your favorite, and also if you work for a company or if you own a fleet of these trucks, and let me know what you like and don't like about the new medium duty truck. Go back to TFLtruck.com for more news, views, and real world truck reviews.